Hi there, and thanks for joining us. I'm Alexis Rogers. Today, we're expecting to learn more about the future of ride sharing in Minneapolis and potentially the entire state. In 3 hours from now, the State House is expected to unveil a new bill aimed at stopping Uber and Lyft from pulling their businesses out of the metro by May. Michelle Beck shows us what's on the line.
Ahead of introducing it today, House Republicans say their bill would block local regulations, allowing Uber and Lyft to continue its operations here. Representative Elliot Engen shared this statement in part. The Minneapolis City Council's ordinance was intended to help drivers, but it'll end up doing just the opposite. Remember, the ordinance was meant to pay rideshare drivers more. It passed despite the mayor's veto and threats from Uber and Lyft to leave the market May 1st. In its latest statement, Uber has acknowledged the possibility of statewide legislation, one that would lead to a fair minimum wage for drivers and affordable costs for customers.
My opinion, I think the state will possibly preempt the city and negotiate with the companies directly. And however that negotiation process goes, I think both sides will come to the table and figure out something amicable.
He's also optimistic because of examples in recent years from places like Seattle and Washington State. Similar threats there ended with Uber and Lyft cutting deals to increase pay and benefits. At the state capitol, Michelle Beck, KARE 11 News.
Well, in less than an hour, Governor Walz and Lieutenant Governor Flanagan announcing their plans for this year's supplemental budget. The state's fiscal experts predict a $3.7 billion surplus for the 2-year cycle. Lawmakers are being encouraged to be cautious with spending because the long-term forecast for the surplus could fall to $2.2 billion. And right now, a trial is underway for a man accused of shooting a firework at a Minneapolis police officer last 4th of July. Now, we verified this video here from one of the incidents on that night. A criminal complaint says Minneapolis police arrived to hundreds of people gathered near B'nai Makaska, where fireworks were being set off in multiple directions. Prosecutors say Zamir Yassin was aiming a Roman candle-style firework at an officer's patrol car. 16 people were arrested in all. Well, today, friends and family are coming together for the last day of the funeral for Mua Chaz Suvang. He is one of 4 children killed in the St. Paul fire just months ago. On January 3rd, 7 members of the family were trapped when a fire started in their home. Investigators determined an unattended candle caused that fire. There are still 2 more funerals set for later this month for the twin 5-year-old girls. Family members say the mom is still in the hospital. She's able to hear, but she cannot talk or move. The 6-year-old boy is talking to them, but he's having a pretty hard time walking. Well, here's a look at the fire danger in Minnesota, updated just hours ago. The Minnesota DNR says the warm and dry conditions created an increased wildfire risk that will likely stick around until May. 41 counties, including the greater metro, were under red flag warnings this weekend.
It's unusual for it to be across the whole state so early, and so the number of wildfires we've experienced that the DNR has responded to is a lot higher than normal for this time of year.
Are you concerned?
I would say we're definitely keeping an eye on it.
Well, experts say precipitation will be a key factor for a safer season ahead. The next chance for precipitation is something that we're keeping an eye on in our forecast. Yes. But first, John, I would say it's another chilly day, but you
the
are
sun's
out there with no jacket
on,
my friend.
Okay, I feel like when you get to this late in March, the sun just feels a little bit warmer out here. It's definitely a cooler day. We're going to start setting the stage for what is going to be snow. So it's a chilly, breezy Monday. Right now we got some sun out here in the backyard, but you can see partly cloudy skies there. So if you don't know, tomorrow is actually spring. It's officially spring, which in Minnesota means nothing, but we are going to be talking about snow chances. So we'll be talking about spring snow and not winter snow. 27 degrees out here. It feels like 18. I know I'm a big believer that the sunshine is remarkable how warm it is at this time of the year. 23 in International Falls, down to 27 in Rochester, so not warm through the state. And you do have that light breeze, 10 to 15 miles per hour. The fire dangers are up here. Please don't burn today. This will last until Wednesday because of these dry conditions. We know things are going to change. We talked about it right there a little bit. Precipitation is coming in. So 37 today, partly cloudy, and yes, it's snow. We will be tracking that snow chance in your full forecast.
I poke fun at Johnny all the time, but really you're just a true Minnesotan, John. Thank you.
I like it, yes.
I appreciate it. Well, turning now to our world news, Russian President Vladimir Putin will hold on to his position in the country after winning his re-election in a landslide. This will be his 5th presidential term. The win does not come as a surprise, though. One leader with the European Union says it has not been a free or fair election. Putin now says he will continue to move deeper into Ukraine and that a clash between Russia and NATO is possible. Well, the U.S. is raising new concerns about civilian safety in Gaza, where Israel's prime minister has once again vowed to move forward with new invasions. He says he will evacuate more than 1 million civilians before invading Rafah, but U.S. officials are skeptical.
The evacuation, they call it humanitarian islands, and we welcome any credible plan to take care of them, but we haven't seen it yet.
In the meantime, the U.S. and other countries are building a floating dock to get aid into Rafah by water. It could take up to 8 weeks to get that project into working order. Well, for the first time, Americans can now order over-the-counter birth control online. Today, Opill is officially available both on its website and on Amazon. Other major pharmacies say they will also offer it when their shipments come in later this month. Manufacturers have suggested a retail price of $20 for a month's supply or $50 for a 3-month supply. New at noon, President Biden is expected to sign a new executive order prioritizing women's health research. It includes finding gaps in federal funding for health components impacting women, including menopause, arthritis, and heart disease. The president has also signaled that reproductive health will be a key part of his re-election campaign. Well, back here at home, a big update in a case that's caught national attention. The ruby slippers that Judy Garland wore as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz have been returned to their owner. Police say the slippers were stolen from the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota back in 2005. Members of the FBI, Grand Rapids Police Department, and museum staff were all there to surprise owner Michael Shaw and his family with the return of the slippers. This comes after a second man was charged in connection to the theft.